Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. This truck behind me might look familiar. It's the 2004 GMC Envoy XUV that had the problem with the power roof. Well, the owner brought it back. He wants to restore it to factory spec, and I told him I have a replacement module in stock. A viewer reached out after the first video and said in his local junkyard he found the unicorn module, this thing right here, and we bench tested it. It talks on the class 2 wire, so we're gonna put this thing in and restore the wiring in the tailgate back to factory specification. So I did a health report on the truck as it is right now, and guess what? Well, the end gate module, that's offline. We unplugged that. But look, the power roof module seems to be online. How is that possible? So you can read fault code. There's no DTCs. System normal. And this right now doesn't work because it doesn't know what position the tailgate's in, or the window. I was trying to do an actuation test, open close roof, and if you click that, it says the end gate glass should be in the fully open position before continuing with this procedure. So it actually won't let you do anything until we fix the end gate modules. Everything's interrelated. Everything needs to be online for this whole system to work. So we can look at the data here, see if the little contact switches are in the proper position. Cargo end gate window switch, learn travel distance, motor current, power mode, idle power roof switch. So if I press the switch, it'll say open or close. Roof closed, no. Interesting. Roof learn complete, no. Roof open, no. Roof position sensor 1 and 2 are saying 0 inch. So this module might still be bad, but somehow it came back online and talking to the scanner. So step 1, let's fix reconnect the end gate module, see if anything changes here, and then if we can't get the roof to open with the original module, we'll manually open it and install the replacement module, and cross your fingers that one will actually work and activate this roof. So here we go. Alright, so I have all the wiring temporarily returned to stock back in the tailgate. However, nothing still works. We still have this tailgate message. You can't lift the window in the end gate. Obviously the roof doesn't work. But we have absolutely no trouble codes in any of the modules. The end gate module is happy, the power roof module is happy, but what I think is going on here, oh no, it doesn't want to talk. No trouble code, system normal. No trouble code, system normal. In the power roof module, it doesn't know the position of the roof. So even if we read fault code, it says no DTC, current or history. But in this data stream, see roof system status. $255, I don't know what that means, but in input and output, see, roof learn complete, no. Roof open, no. Roof closed, no. If it says, if the roof's not closed, the end gate's not going to do its thing. Roof position sensor 1 and 2 are 0 inch. So that's a problem. I think we have to install this new module and see if this stuff comes back. I don't know if there's a roof learn mode. Obviously we can't do it here, but maybe with the Tech 2 we could try plugging in the Tech 2, or we could just replace the module and see what happens. Alright, so in the GM Tech 2, instead of just open close roof, we have this roof auto relearn. This is only available in the OE scanner. So let's try that. Ignition should be on with the vehicle running. The roof will be disabled until this procedure is fully completed. Yes. End gate glass should be in the fully open position. Yes. Test in progress. Let's see if anything happens with the roof with the original module. Device control not allowed. Press exit to continue. Why is the device control not allowed? There we go. Let's see, open close roof. It says roof learn complete. No. With the vehicle running, okay. Should read the instructions. Nope, still device control not allowed. Interesting. So I think now we can definitely install a new module and see if the roof works. Alright, so before too much disassembly, I just plugged in the new module. Let's see if the roof comes back to life. Alright, so with this module, it says roof learn complete yes, roof closed yes. So now, can we control the rear window? Ha! We can. Now, can we control the roof? No? Open, close. But we can control the rear window. So that's promising. Still can't control the roof. See, roof position sensor 1 and 2 are 0 millimeters. Roof closed, yes. That's why everything in the end gate now works. Roof system status. Special function. Let's try to open and close the roof. Yes, enter. See, open. Zero amps. Motor current is 0 amps. Close. It's still not working. Let's try to manually open it just to see if it moves. And go from there. I don't have any other ideas here. Because last time we manually opened it and closed it, but maybe it's sticky or stuck. Let's just manually see if it moves. Alright, so manual operation. Obviously we got the roof slightly open here. So I'm just jumping power and ground to the 2 motor wires. And if I touch this to ground, the roof opens. Let's look at live data while we do this and see if it knows where the roof actually is. Alright, so power roof module, data display, input output. No communications. Oh, I guess I gotta re-establish communications here. Here we go. Yep. Key is on. Yep. Diagnostics. 2004. Light duty truck. GMC truck. VIN T. XUV. Body. Up-level radio. Automatic climate control. Alright. Power roof module. Data display. Data. I want to know this roof position. Ooh, what's this? Close. It lost communication. Huh. For some reason it's cutting out. Why is that? Let's see, what about if we read trouble codes? Enter. Oh, maybe because it doesn't have power and ground attached to the module. So let me reconnect this one. Okay, let's read trouble codes. No trouble codes. History codes. No trouble codes. Okay. Let's try to read data again. Oh, okay. Here we go. So roof position sensor 1 and sensor 2 are still at 0. So nothing really changed. Now where are these roof position sensors? Well, those are these little wires, and little wires go into the motor. We can get this out of the way. Into here. Try unplugging this connector. So you see those 1, 2, 3, 4 small wires. Those are position sensors for the motor. And if we see 0 and 0, then, well, it says roof closed yes, so it still thinks the roof is closed. So what if we try the bidirectional control again? Okay. Nothing. Then if we try the relearn, I'm sure it'll kick us out again. Vehicle running. You want to start the engine there, William? Okay. I'll hit enter. Enter. I think I heard something try. Device control not allowed. So we have some more diagnostics to do here. Alright, so now I want to manually energize the motor. Now the module does need the power and ground, so I have to plug this in. I got these 2 pins unpinned that go to the motor. And then on the scope, we want to measure the signals for these sensing circuits, because the module is saying it's always at 0, position 0. So here's the scope, and if I touch power to the motor, stop that. It looks like it's working absolutely perfectly. Those are the 2 position sensors. So what gives? Why does this module not energize the motor and just say function, you know, aborted or whatever? And why did the original module come back online and now they're acting the same way? That doesn't make much sense. But we know we have good power and ground. I mean, the module's online and it's just failing to do this learn function, and when it's not learned, then nothing works. Because initially this module came in, it says roof was learned, and everything on the end gate, all the functions worked, but the roof still didn't work. And now, after trying the roof relearn process, now both modules say not learned, and it's basically locked out. So I really don't know. I don't know why the module is not activating the motor. That's my main question right now. Alright, so time's ticking and we're still have a broken roof. Both modules are refusing to complete the relearn process. The relays aren't clicking. The roof never activates using the module. Either one of them. The new one, the junkyard one, and the original one. Both modules are online. They read the data, but they never activate the roof motor. And we know the roof motor works. We know it's not stuck. It's not drawing excessive amps. So now we have to do component level diagnostics. So the module comes off easy. Here's a double relay. And we know we have power and ground coming in. And for a motor to work, it needs power on one wire and ground on the other. So these relays should be able to switch power and ground to those 2 pins, depending on, you know, what the controller wants to do, which relay it's turning on and off. Now, with a test light that's plugged into battery negative, if it finds a positive, it's going to light up. First, let's locate the positive pins on this board. So I know the green wire comes in here, and it, you know, that's the second pin there. And then it comes over and powers up. You know, this is a constant power on the relay. Okay. Now, the smaller pins, see that is powered up. When I touch this one, it clicks one of the relays. So that must be a control pin. So it's symmetrical. On this side, you can see the test light lit up on this pin, and this one is a control pin. The relay, you know, sounds like they both click fine. We know this is our power, constant power, so this power should be sent to either here or here, depending on, you know, where to, if it wants to open or close the roof. Now the other pin, the other big pin should be a ground, and the one thing I'm concerned about here is if we go from battery positive now, and if we find a ground, you know, test light's going to light up. This pin right here, I believe, should be a constant ground, and it is not. Like this pin right there, that's the constant ground coming in. I believe this pin right here should be constantly grounded, because otherwise there's no way the motor could work. I mean, there are only 8 pins. 4 of them are control pins. One's a constant hot. 2 of them go to the blue and the purple. We can prove that by, you know, just a continuity check. We're plugging, if we plug in a test light and use another test light to probe the pins coming from battery positive, both test lights should light up dimly if there is continuity. Let's just try that real quick. So this is component level stuff. You're not going to find this on a schematic, but so we want to go from positive now with our test light. If it finds a ground, like this ground pin, see that light lights up, okay? If it finds the pin that my other test light's connected to, it's going to light up dim, and, well, let's see here. Keep in mind the motor is also connected. That's lighting up dim. And now that one is lighting up dim. Why did the other test light, let's see. Okay, was that the purple wire, perhaps? See, none of these 3 pins are ground. That's what really blows my mind. How does the relay ground out one of these wires? So maybe I was wrong about this pin, but let's see the blue and the purple, which one they go to, and which pin should be a constant ground. I'm sure that one of them is supposed to be a constant ground. Okay, so I figured out which pin's which. Indeed, the side pins are the ones that are, you know, switched by the control pin. So one of them's blue, one of them's purple, but the main center pin should be grounded, and it's not. Let's provide that pin a ground. I'm confident now that it should be a ground. We could just do a little bypass, you know, maybe solder on a little wire, whatever, and see if we can restore this functionality. So let's just make sure that it's not a switched ground. So if I'm going from battery positive, if my test light finds a ground, it should light up. Yes. So I'm going to put it on this pin, click the relay, and it never becomes a ground. It's just floating. Pretty crazy stuff. I'm confident that's an issue. Now this is with the new module, the new junkyard module. Maybe it's the same problem with the original. So let's provide that pin with the ground and see what happens. Alright, this is insanity. So I'm providing a temporary ground to that pin that I said needed to be a ground, just using an alligator clip. And now everything else is plugged in. When I energize those relay pins, the roof actually moves. So let's leave this ground connected and run this roof whatever calibration test here. I do want a more permanent connection here, but it'll have to do. Let's see, roof auto learn. Enter. Enter. Still no clicky. Device control not allowed. Okay. But can we manually? That pin has to be a ground. I don't know what else to say. Device control not allowed. Is it grounded through something else? Maybe. Can it be grounded through a transistor that's not being switched on? I mean, that's the craziest relay setup that I've ever seen. Now it's suspicious that that pin isn't the same plane as, you know, the ground plane, which is this pin right here. It's kind of, you know, on its own and has pass-throughs to the other side of the board. So we can see where it goes. So I'm saying it's either a board problem or a logic problem here. And we're still not done. Well, it was 8 hours and this truck is back to exactly how it came, with the manual override for the liftgate. We did drop the window a hair so it doesn't rub on the roof when you're closing it. And I don't know what to say. I tried all options. The owner here, I don't know if he's disappointed or not.
You did a good job. You did everything you could think of to do. So
we ran out of options, basically.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
Called Keith. We checked on SPS2, checked the BCM programming calibration numbers. Everything matches. The only other variable is Tech 2 versus Tech 2 win. Is that why we couldn't do the roof relearn? I have a feeling it's not related, because even with the junkyard module that said that you know, the roof was open or closed and everything worked, it still said C tailgate, right? The button didn't work. So William here, he lives close to Keith DeFazio down in North Carolina, and that's where he's going to go next. He's going to go there next, and Keith is going to try his Tech 2 on this truck. He's got connections, so if Keith solves this one, I definitely owe him a beer or something. If he doesn't, this will be the one truck that has beat everyone. Everyone. If you want to take a crack at it, let me know in the comments, and we'll keep you guys updated. But for now, it's, you know, the only other option is to install manual toggle switches to override all this computerized crap.
From North Carolina to Pennsylvania,
yeah,
and back to North Carolina.
Exactly. But at least they'll get to, you know, tour the Amish farm country around here.
That's
so
exactly right.
It wasn't a wasted trip.
Nope.
But
we'll have a good time.
It's a rare case where I'm gonna say, hey, we can't fix it today, at least.
Yep.
So that's it for now. Thanks all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Good afternoon, everybody. Alright, so my buddy Ivan decided to give me a call and say, hey, I'd like you to look at this car, and here I am in North Carolina. I think you guys might know this car already. It was a 2004 GMC Envoy XUV, which is one of those oddballs that, if we take a look at it, has a retractable roof. So it was brought over to me. Originally here we had some other wiring that was done by Ivan, so that way we can actually open and close our gate by the little latch underneath. And now I've got it back here. Everything is back to factory. I will tell you that this vehicle is already fixed. Nothing too crazy here. I think Ivan was pretty much on the spot with everything that was there. However, something odd that I had encountered was that when I did get in here to do, remember these doors open two ways. They swing out and they also drop down. In the drop down, I was having trouble over here with this one latch. This latch seemed to be sticking a little bit, and I couldn't exactly figure out why. Well, unfortunately, if you guys see that little white piece of fuzz back there, there was more of that, not just down here jammed in, but up here there was a piece that was also stuck in here. Made a little bit of an adjustment there also to the latch itself, brought it back out. As you can see, I was over there with my T30, brought the latch out a little bit, and as of right now, I have everything in position. And if I come back over here, let's go through this. In here right now, we have our mid-gate down. Our window is completely retracted in. So if you're not familiar with this here, your seats flip up. You have a mid-gate that flops down. This mid-gate must latch all the way down. So when you push this down and it comes in there, it does have a click in there, and there isn't a jar switch. So the mid-gate right now is in its fully latched position. The window's all the way in. The rear window has been learned. That's an important part of this. You do have to learn the position of the rear window in order to learn the roof. Come back in here, and part of what he may have been encountering, and I've been through this before, is Tech 2 win is not always the same as Tech 2. Just a heads up to everyone out there. Unfortunately, there are times when a Tech 2 is required. If I come in here and I go under Diagnostics and I pull up our vehicle, it's a 2004, it's a light duty truck, a GMC, it's a T, an Envoy XUV, and I go into body, up level radio, wait for it to load. By the way, up level radio, if you're ever wondering, is something that has a CD, anything that's other than just FM AM radio. That's all you need to know. That's the up level radio. Anything else will have that code. So going in here, we're going to go right down here to our end gate module. This is where you would first learn your window position. You must learn your window position first. At that point, you put your window all the way down in the rear. Make sure it's in a fully down position, right? You drop down your mid-gate. Your mid-gate must be in there. Now keep in mind, there's no mid-gate module on these. All there is just a couple of switches that are there that work the mid-gate. You come out of this, and then once the window position is learned, you go back out again and go under power roof module. And in power roof module, at that point, you go in here and you go straight into roof auto relearn. When you do this, if it's going to work, what you should hear is a chime first and foremost. And I'll let you guys hear the chime because I've already done the relearn on this. So I'm sorry I'm coming into you guys afterwards. I didn't know you wanted a video made, but here's the button here that actually runs the roof. But if you listen for the chime, let's see if we get it. That chime should happen the moment you start trying to do the learn. As of right now, might be a little bit hard to see, but the roof is opening. You do hold it till it's all the way in the open position. And once it reaches that fully open position, you'll hear one more chime. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. But here we are, roof is fully open, as you can see. And essentially we're just down to slapping this baby back together and getting her back out on the road. I'm sure there will be questions, and if there are, please feel free to come back to me with it. The switches do now work. So once this was learned, once we have the roof in a learned position where it thinks everything is good and the mid gate is in the correct position after learning, the latches here will work without an issue. So both the swing out and the drop down latches, or switches I should say, that are on there. There's one little handle here in the center, that's the one that brings it as a drop down, and one over here that you saw him do the rewiring on, which was the swing gate. So both of those do work now. Actually, I can close this up and show you. Another thing is also, when you're lifting these things up, be careful not to lift here, because if you do, and this is not in the park position, if it gets one of those that gets a little bit stuck in here from rust, that'll also prevent it from working. Right underneath here is the switch, and that will release it right down. Once that's down, we're in a good position, and now it will sit there and it will learn it. The one thing to also note is that you'll get that manual tailgate message or manual end gate message. That message will be there until this is all learned and until it knows its position once when it's opened and closed. That I figured out after the fact here. I've unlearned it and learned it again twice just to make sure. But that's basically what this is. I'm going to slap this thing back together, give the customer a call, have them come pick it up, and hopefully see you guys soon. Bye now.